All right, good morning. It is a Friday morning in the middle of January in 2025, January the 10th. And I'm back home after being away for the week in Towson, Maryland at a conducting workshop. I mentioned this a couple of days ago. I have a lot to digest from this. A lot of good stuff, a lot of great stuff, and some new or restored, restated conviction in what I want to be doing. Um, and I'm reading Emerson, so there's a lot churning around, and this is a biography about Emerson. I like biography. Uh, if I'm studying, I'm reading Emerson's essays. I like biography. I like to know about the writers as well as what they're writing. Um, do you find if you're studying essays or music that you like the biography? I find it very helpful. I find I get sort of emotionally immersed in a way that uh, the emotions aren't a distraction; they're an embodiment of the ideas. And I like reading what other thoughtful people have to say about subjects I'm interested in. So Robert Richardson is writing this book. Um, I read on Emerson last year. A writer called Mark Matusik wrote a book called The American Stoic, and that had a real visceral presence. That book did in terms of how to bring Emerson into your life, um, which I've been which I have been doing over the last few years, slowly. Um, I kind of during the pandemic, during COVID, I read a lot of Whitman and a lot about Whitman. Uh, and you know what? You know what it is? It's like the politics and the information about politics, whatever. I mean, I have strongly held opinions about politics, but uh, at the end of last year, George Saunders in the New Yorker wrote a little bit. All of their writers were writing bits, and what he said was, "You have these strong opinions, but really ask if they're your opinions. Like, do I really have an opinion on the day by day minutia of Senate hearings? Why? You know, my mind is filled up with this. Anyway, so over the end of the year, I thought that one way of thinking about American politics is through the eyes of Walt Whitman, Ralph Waldo Emerson, I guess those two, Abraham Lincoln, right? There's a lot to learn about um, how to structure discourse, um, even in the face of profound disagreement. It's more than that, right? It's a way of interpreting events based on deeply held principles with a spiritual and poetic guide. That isn't a tangent. That's actually central to what I'm thinking about right now because as I'm writing music and doing these videos and thinking about things, uh, I'm always asking why I'm doing it. There's no point in writing music just to write music, and I have that tendency, particularly uh, even after all these years. Residue as a graduate student. Well, you write music because you're a graduate student writing music. At least that was true for me. And the sort of transcendental urge that made me want to be a music student in the first place gets gets lost, and many people refind it, relocate that after the degree. I didn't. I didn't finish the degree, and uh, now, 30 years later, I'm re-engaging with those ideas. And I'm finding Emerson helpful. I talk about Messiaen here, and is there a similarity? Yeah, in the sense I think both of them look at their work as the embodiment of the sacred, whether it's essays, music theory, poetry. That's what I want. I want my craft to develop to a point where the music I write, the videos that I make, the ideas that I express in these morning notes uh, are a direct embodiment. I wrote a note from the Emerson book this morning because at the point in his life that we've reached, uh, he's left many of the formal institutions behind and is sort of resolved to make his life as a writer, basically as a freelance lecturer. And what Robert Richardson notes is that his journals move away from argument and proof, like pointing to previous writers to support an idea. They move to this sort of direct aphoristic statement. What he says is a new aphoristic ring of utter conviction. He says his prose style moves further and further from excursive expository norms, no longer written to argue or to prove I can't read my own handwriting, the base conclusion as a logical step is no longer writing to prove that. Instead, seeking an appropriate language for the direct statement of personal intuition. These are all in Emerson's journals. He hasn't yet published the essays that we know him for. He's about to start writing those. He's in his mid-30s. I find that tremendously inspiring and helpful as I continue to study conducting. Why? Well, because I want to be able to embody experience in music and art for myself and for you. One of the things that the teacher at this workshop, Markand, one of the things he said in the master classes, right? So this is where students are conducting. And a couple of times the advice he gave in order to improve their conducting was always interact with the sound rather than the players join in the sound. But then he said, conduct this so that you are a better person when it is finished, and so that everyone in the ensemble and everyone hearing it is a better person. Seek that transcendent, right? That transcendent unity of the form of the music and the experience. That is what I want. Right? And I'm a long way from getting there. My technique, my ideas, my ability to articulate those ideas. But what I think is unfolding is a sort of confidence in that intent. That's why I'm doing these daily journals, which why would you be watching this? Well, I'm hoping it's because as I talk and as I sort of work out my own ideas, it resonates with the process that you are also going through. As a creative, as a writer, as a musician, whatever's brought you here, as a meditator, there's a shared form of the process, even if the content of the process is completely different. I don't expect that you're going to go off and read Emerson, although if you do, let me know, because I'd love to talk more about it. I don't expect you to go off and listen to Messiaen, but I do expect that there's stuff in your life that supports and prompts the same kind of references and thoughts that I'm talking about here. So let's wrap this up, get this out. I've got to take the dogs for a walk and then log into work. Later today, this evening, I'm going to do either a very short video or a very long video. Practicing, right? I want to record a solo piano piece at the end of the month. It's a piece I finished the piece a long time ago, and it's quite hard. I am not able to play it, so I've really focused in on the sections that I have problems with, and I'm going to just drill those. And I might turn on a camera and share that. Maybe as a live stream. That's an idea. We'll see. Anyway, keep your eyes open for that. And as always, keep your wits about you.